Hi guys, I am Biswajit. I have 14 years of IT services and product development experience. I started my career as a Java developer and moved through various positions. I have been working in various roles like Scrum Master, Project Manager, and Program Manager. I understand the transition between a team lead to Scrum Master, a project manager's transition to program manager. I would be talking about Agile, Scrum, Safe Agile implementation, test management, project management, and program management in my videos. Today, we are going to discuss about three essential matrices of Agile. What are these three matrices which without them we cannot proceed on, and without them we will never understand how our team is performing. As a Scrum Master, we should be habituated and knowledgeable on these three matrices. I will start with sprint burn down report. This is the first one where we are going to look into the burn down chart. And burn down chart is time bound. Sprint is every sprint is time bound, whether it is 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks. A sprint burn down chart report is prepared to take track of the completion of each task during the sprint. So, what is our expectation from sprint burn down chart? To identify with where we are standing today and where we should have been. To compare these two things, we will need sprint burn down. It is the first report which always should be tracked by the Scrum Master. So here, what is the x-axis will represent time and y-axis will represent work that has been left. So day one, when I am checking, it will be the highest peak. So story point estimates of the work remaining on the sprint first day should be the highest, and as it gets decreased along the days of the sprints are getting over, it should come down to zero, or basically where we have completed. So this is one of the this is the burn down chart. So you can say the how many days, let's say 21 days sprint we are having, 21 working days. On that basis, story points, how many story points I have given a data. So story points, how many story points we are actually going to complete, and what is that is planned. So you can see the yellow line going through, that is the planned one, and the red one, or the basic the one which says actual. So actual is still we are in the 15th day of the sprint, so we don't have a complete scenario. But here we understand that yes, we are actually over it, we are actually going to achieve the things because we are in the almost same spot. So hopefully our completion of user story points will be achieved on the 21st day. So going ahead, the velocity is one of the important uh, velocity is the measurement of the work that has been done or completed in a particular sprint or during a sprint. Let's say sprint 1 we have something 12 user story point, because sprint 1 is the starting of the um, scrum. So we might be having a less result out of that. But when we go to sprint 2, sprint 3, sprint 4, our team is settled, so we will be getting more results out of it. So in that particular time of sprints, our velocity will go up. But what exactly is happening, how the velocity is growing, what when our release will be completed or when our feature will be completed. Those things product owner want to know from scrum master. So then scrum master can go ahead and show him sprints, and for each sprint how many story points has been completed. Let's say for first sprint the 10 story point, then second sprint we have achieved more, it is 24 story points. Sprint 3 it went down because the work complexity was huge. So that's why we have 17 18 story points, and similarly in the sprint 4 we have grown up. So all this velocity is, we can calculate by dividing with the average and find the average velocity per sprint, and that way we can calculate how what feature is getting delivered in what sprint and when we'll achieve the final release. So this is very important for you to remember, that how to calculate velocity, how to use the velocity of each sprint to get the desired result. So velocity is one of the biggest impacting to the scrum team. The scrum master should be aware of this one. Then comes the cumulative flow diagram, which I will say as CFD. CFD is one of the biggest achievements that we are going to do on this metrics, because this metrics will exactly tell you what is going to happen, how this thing is progressing, what necessary actions we need to take. All this stuff will be coming from the cumulative flow diagram CFD. CMT ensures consistency in workflow across the team, and the x-axis represents time. The number of issues is on the y-axis. So CFD measures the state of work in progress, WIP. With that we can take measures to speed up the workflow. The diagram provides clear visual representation of choke points. Choke point means where we are going to fail, or are we failing, how we need to understand this CFD. So I will go through this to make you understand. So one is timeline, one is requirements where story points are there. So basically what we are talking about here is cycle time, throughput, and work in progress. So if you can see, work in progress will be from the verification, realization, and the development in realization and verification, and the something that is there in the backlog which we need to pick up, it is still there. So we have not touched it. So how we will access, or how we will understand CFD? So CFD, let's say the bands are progressing in parallel. So if all these three, the yellow, red, and blue, all are parallel, then it is a very good sign. It is a very good sign to understand that we are progressing good, and we will be in the right, the new tasks are entering on the right time, and parallelly we are also giving out the deliverables. So this is very good. But let's say it is narrowing in realization, and in the back this portion is narrowing. In that kind of sense, this CFD narrowing means the throughput in of the stage it represents is higher than that the entry rate. So that means our team is a huge team and it is delivering more work, and we need to reduce the team size. If you want to deliver it early, that is fine, but extra effort, that is that billing, the extra billing will cost us also, right? So scrum master need to understand whether we really need that many people. If we don't, then pick them out. And if the rapidly widening happens in between, then the stuff is not going correctly. So what I will tell, no, CFD will give you the exact thing that you are going to work on. So that's all for today. Thank you.